This is VOA News. Reporting by remote, I'm Joe Ramsey. Gunmen have attacked a major Shiite holy site in Iran, killing at least 15 people and wounding dozens. Wednesday's attack came as thousands of protesters elsewhere in Iran marked a symbolic 40 days since a woman's death in custody ignited the biggest anti-government movement in over a decade. State TV blamed the attack on Sunni Muslim extremists who have targeted the country's Shiite majority in the past. It appeared to be unrelated to the demonstrations. The official website of the judiciary says 2 gunmen were arrested and a third is on the run after the attack at the Shah Cheragh Mosque, the second holiest site in Iran. The Islamic State group late Wednesday claimed responsibility for the attack. The 3 main greenhouse gases hit record high levels in the atmosphere last year, the UN Weather Agency said Wednesday, calling it an ominous sign. World Meteorological Organization Secretary General Petri Talius says there is warnings in the fight against climate change.
The game that we have already lost is the melting of glaciers. We have so high concentration of carbon dioxide that the melting of glaciers will continue for the coming hundreds of years, even coming thousands of years, and that will contribute to the sea level rise.
Earlier on Wednesday, the UN's Climate Office said current pledges to cut greenhouse gas emissions put the planet on course to blow past the limit for global warming countries agreed to in the 2015 Paris Climate Accord. It said its latest estimate based on national emission targets would see temperatures rise 2.5 degrees Celsius or 4.5 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. This is VOA News. Britain's new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has faced fresh calls for a general election by the official opposition during the new leader's first question since taking office the day before. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
During the session, Labour leader Keir Starmer said Sunak has no mandate for government, saying he had been trounced by the former Prime Minister, his predecessor Liz Truss. Sunak replied,
"Our mandate is based on a manifesto that we were elected on to remind him an election that we won and they lost."
On the economic front, the new PM said his government's plans for the economic crisis will be unveiled shortly.
I have been honest, we will have to take difficult decisions to restore economic stability and confidence. And my honourable friend, the Chancellor, will set that out in an autumn statement in just a few weeks.
Charles de Ledesma, London.
Germany set out plans on Wednesday to legalize cannabis, a move Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government said would make Germany one of the first countries in Europe to do so. The coalition government struck an agreement last year to introduce legislation during its 4-year term to allow the controlled distribution of cannabis in licensed shops. Health Minister Karl Lauterbach did not give a timeline for the plan. Many countries of the region have already legalized cannabis for limited medicinal purposes, including Germany since 2017. U.S. President Joe Biden is targeting so-called junk fees as another way of highlighting his bid to cut costs for American families. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
With the midterm elections nearing and inflation still a problem, the president keeps looking for ways to show the public he's trying to help keep money in their pockets. His administration's pushing to crack down on junk fees banks and other companies charge, things like overdraft and bad check fees.
Surprise charges that companies sneak into bills because they can.
And by targeting them.
These steps will immediately start saving Americans collectively billions of dollars in unfair fees.
He says the next steps will target fees charged by airlines and resorts and concert ticket processing fees. Sagar Magani at the White House.
Recapping our top story, gunmen have attacked a major Shiite holy site in Iran, killing at least 15 people and wounding dozens. Wednesday's attack came as thousands of protesters elsewhere in Iran marked a symbolic 40 days since a woman's death in custody ignited the biggest anti-government movement in over a decade. Find more on our website, voanews.com. Reporting by remote, I'm Joe Ramsey.